Okay, so this is a pack that came to us in already packed, and I'm going to use it as an example for what we need to make sure is in a shelter bag. So this came to us with one liner and 3 tampons and 1 pad. And in our shelter packs, we want to make sure we have 5 of each product. So we want to make sure we have 5 pads, 5 tampons, 5 liners, and 5 wipes. And we want to make sure that it's also in not a quart size bag, but in a gallon bag, so that there's room for everything to be in there, and then this is a reusable bag for people who may need it. So make sure you have 5 pads, and we try to make sure that they are of different sizes. So I'm going to get a couple of thin ones. We have like 5 thick ones here. I'm going to get a couple of thin ones too. I always say you want your products to be like your dinner plate, lots of different colors and different sizes. You want to give people options. The same with your tampons. So we have 5 tampons, different sizes, and if you can, different brands, because you don't know what people like. I mean, I know when I'm very particular about my brand, because there are kinds that work for me and there are kinds that don't. So you want to give people that option to have that need too, should that be necessary for their bodies as well. So 5 liners. Liners are pretty standard. That's the one that you don't have to worry about too much. And 5 wipes. Wipes are pretty necessary because a lot of people who don't have access to regular housing, or who don't have access to money for products, also don't always have access to water, or to water regularly, or to running water regularly. So having a clean water supply, or having something that you can use to clean yourself, is something that we want to make sure that they have access to. Make sure you squeeze the air out, because that means that we don't have big poofy bags that then pop or squeeze out the top. And then always make sure you tie.
Push from the side. Like the side, like how there's no air at all.
Oh yeah.
Like you need to be airtight.
Always make sure when you put them into the gallon trash bags, that you tie a knot in the top once it's over, because otherwise they all fall out, and then we have to recount them all, and that is a mess.
If it has a hole?
And if it has a hole, please rebag it, because again, they fall out the side, we have to rebag it and recount it, and it becomes a mess. So this is a shelter bag. Shelter bags have tampons in them. School bags do not. We cannot give tampons to schools. Shelter bags have 5 of each item. Okay, we're going to do a school bag now. All right, so school bags have school bags get a gallon. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. School bags number is 7. You have 7 of each item because you don't use tampons, so we have 7 of each product. 7 liners. 6, 7.
And no tampons.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. And again, different thicknesses. Mostly, a lot of times we get requests for the thicker pads, but then on like lighter days, you also want to make sure that they have the thinner pads too. But we do get a lot of requests for the thick pads. That is something that we get a lot of times. Again, especially with these ones that have a lot of pads, squeeze out that air, and there you have a school bag. Be sure be very sure the liners are individually wrapped and the wipes are individually wrapped. If your hands touch something that is not wrapped, then it is not sanitary. A lot of liners come that are not wrapped, especially the liners come that are not wrapped. You cannot touch something that is going to touch someone's very sensitive parts of their body and then expect them to put that there.
During
Yeah.
a pandemic.
Yeah, well, at any time.
Yeah.
You don't ever want to touch that. Like, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't grab something and then expect to give that to somebody else that has touched a part of their body. That just doesn't happen. So, you can't do that to them. We can donate them. We do have places that we can donate them as long as they haven't been opened. If they've been opened, they're unusable. So make sure that you are getting only wrapped liners, only the wrapped liners in wrapping. That's why I'm really clear when we do our Amazon wish list that I give a picture of the boxes of the wrapped liners and that it says that they are wrapped. Because if it doesn't say wrapped, we cannot use them. This is very, very important. We have to repack all of those bags that come to us with unwrapped liners. So please be very, very, very careful with that. And the same with the wipes. The wipes usually come like this, or they come in like a baby wipes kind of pack. So the wipes are a little bit easier to know and to see. But the baby wipes packs we can always give to shelters if they come like, oops, if they come like that. But, so they're easier to donate if we get them, but still we can't use them in the packs. So Diva cups we do not put in our period packs, but we do have places that we can donate them. We just don't put them in the period packs because they do need to come with instruction, or people can get them lodged in their bodies in very wrong ways, and they also require a lot of cleanliness and access to water. So that's not something that we just give out to anybody. We have to make sure they have access to running water and that they've been instructed on how to use them. So we do have places that we know that this is happening, so we are very specific about where we give those out. But we don't put them in our packs ever. So if you want to donate those, that's fine. We just don't put them in our period packs. All right, I hope this is helpful to everybody and that this makes making these packs a lot easier when you are finally getting ready to do your packs like this. They need to be labeled. Is trying to help me. You need to make sure you label it. And then I'm going to be making school packs. So you have to make sure it's labeled and labeled big and in a color I can read. Like I'm getting a lot of ones that are like in green. But if I've got them in like our storage unit and I'm trying to look and see what color, which bags I'm pulling, I can't see a green Sharpie or a green marker. And if it rains or it's humid, that color goes away. So make sure you're using like a permanent marker.
Or a Sharpie. Yeah.
Or a like a Sharpie. And make sure you're only putting 25 in each garbage bag.
Really
no
count.
More than 25, because every time we pull a garbage bag, we expect it to be 25. And so when we're doing like large donations, like we just did 1,000 period packs to Berkeley County School, like we just did 1,000 school and 500 shelter. When we're counting that many bags, we don't need to have to like say, well, there's 33 in this and 28 in this and 15 in this one.
I have a question.
Yes.
If someone is making the DIYs, or not making the like not like we're doing, but whoever we give it to, what do they do with if they have any extras or less?
That's a great question because I am horrible at counting, and I always give extras. I usually always give extras. I don't usually like rip people off, but I'm usually giving extras. So if there's extras, just put them in like an extra baggie and give them back to whoever gave them to you, which is usually me. Like add it to that, like on top when you return that bag. So I'm always getting like an extra bag of, hey, you're an idiot and can't count. So just do that. If there aren't enough, then just contact me and I'll tell you how to adapt that bag, because there are definitely ways to do that. That's only happened once, Violet. Sorry. That's a great question, Ben. Thank you. So just make sure it's labeled, and again, make sure you tie it, knot it, double tie it at the top tightly so that bags don't fall out.
But if you're making the DIYs, then like what we're doing.
When you return it, like
Yeah.
when I send it out, I don't knot it. I like tie it so that you can pull it out.
Yeah.
But when you return it to me, it should be knotted
Yes.
so that they don't fall out. Okay.
Is that all?
I think that's all. And also, remember not to put anything extra into any of the bags. No extra products, no deodorant or toothpaste or sayings or words of inspiration, nothing extra. So we want our packs, every single pack that goes out from us, to be exactly the same. We don't want anything extra at all to be in any of them. So a pack that goes to a school in Beaufort will be exactly the same as a pack that goes to school in Charleston, or a pack that goes to school in Berkeley County, or a pack that goes to a shelter in Charleston County. All of them should be exactly the same. We get grants, and those grants have very specific parameters, and we don't want to get in trouble with any of that. So we want to make sure that we are following those parameters, and in doing this, we put exactly what we need to into these packs. So just be sure to follow these exact guidelines, put what we need into these packs, the exact things we need, do not leave anything out, and do not add anything extra, and everything should be fine. So just make sure it's labeled, and again, make sure you tie it, knot it, double tie it at the top tightly so that bags don't fall out.
But if you're making the DIYs, then like what we're doing.
When you return it, like
Yeah.
when I send it out, I don't knot it. I like tie it so that you can pull it out.
Yeah.
But when you return it to me, it should be knotted
Yes.
so that they don't fall out. Okay.
Is that all?
I think that's all. If you have any questions or concerns or anything, there's 5 of us that you can contact: me and Mary Williams and Pam Parr, Helena Frierson, and Leslie Gordon. All 5 of us can answer your questions. All right? Thank you so much. I hope this answers your questions.